Alright, hello everyone. I'm the old QK Alice Duo. Because this one is urgently shipping. The client is anxious, so we just have a simple chat. First, let's briefly talk about the keyboard's features. Split type Alice array. Then there's a tent structure with a Widow's Ali keyboard. And then it's not cheap, but this keyboard is also quite distinctive. Suitable for high-end players. Then the craftsmanship, and the quality of the entire inner pot. Because this is the positioning version only after changing the bump. Even his appearance is actually quite cool. As I said before, everyone is rich. I also like this design, and I like that the layout can be recorded. It's a keyboard that doesn't get you into the trap because basically, among people at the same price point, how should I put it? There weren't many opponents. So if you really like its craftsmanship, everything is fine. This is this keyboard. Now let's put on a show. Due to impatience and ignition, the status builds up noise and abnormal noises. All the construction was replaced with 70 starting axles. Replaced with positioning plates for steel positions. Alright, no noise. There was no unusual sound. The sound is always quiet and muffled. The grate is naturally empty. Alright, this is this keyboard. Then it's worth mentioning this axle. Oh dear. Because the old man just finished assembling this switch a few days ago. This is because the elders have stopped mentioning this switch. The reason is that once the state is in the same state, there's no problem. But this time, he encountered this problem. When the shaft and top cover separate, there's a sticky sound. The sticky sound of the slap should lubricate the fingers. That's the top part of the rail. There is a clear difference. This is a small flaw of this keyboard, and then everything else is fine. Now, let's briefly explain the positions and batches. How should I put it? Old Lantern really can't get the P position right now. Even today, I just got a P position keyboard. They also agreed with the client in advance. As for the P position, I won't guarantee everyone will mishear the noise. Let's make sure this is done in advance. Don't argue behind the scenes. To put it simply, the advantage of the P position is its stability. And then what? Stability because it is directly fixed on the PCB, and without the tolerance of the positioning version. For example, if the positioning plate is slightly less sized, basically, the advantages of the position are that it's cheap and easy to adjust. And it's easy to maintain, which is an advantage of the position. So, based on the experience of the old lamp, even if I could reach the positions of Lao Deng Tailstaff and Dying after Dejianku, Lao Deng is also the main recommended position, because it's cheap. Including later because the old lamp might have had assembly experience. But for the vast majority of individual players, for those who don't have that much experience, if removing the keycaps and switches directly replaces the PV, it's basically dismantling. Starting from one group and then comparing it to another, for example, if you use it for half a year, after a year the feel was overwhelming, and I couldn't stand it anymore and wanted to switch to a miniature switch. Steel seats are much easier to replace, and they're cheaper. So, to be honest, objectively, even if it's true, it's purely from the consumer's perspective. Even the batch scraps and the old post lights can be properly tuned once. Lao Deng is also a main recommended position, and it does have some objective advantages. And then, this is the satellite axis. Simply put, how do you build this keyboard? Replaced with foam steel positioning plates, then carefully designed the strips. Then a layer of coating was made. The shaft is dull, and then the PBT shoulder cap. All the builds were changed, now that it's 70 times when you set off. This is what the client requested, nothing else. Overall, it's still a keyboard worth recommending. Just place this keyboard however you like, according to your own needs. Arrange it however you like. For example, if someone plays games, they can play from very close range. This one is very comfortable. Alright, that's how this keyboard is. Then later, there was a chance. I'll have the chance to record a comprehensive assembly tutorial for everyone. Alright, see you all day next time.